and abstract. Abstract is nothing but it is an keyword. It is an keyword. That keyword I can access with both class and methods. Class and methods. In the class also we have a two types. First one is an complete class. Second one is an abstract class. Method also we have a two types. Complete method and abstract method. Abstract method. Can complete class contain abstract methods? Oi, can complete class contain abstract methods? Yes or no? Does concrete class contain abstract methods? No. Does abstract class contain concrete methods? Which means complete method. Okay. For that abstract method, I want to provide an implementation. So I want to give an implementation to the abstract method. What I have to do? We have to override. We have to override. So how to declare an abstract method? How many steps that I need to follow? How to declare an abstract method? Three steps. What are those? Like Machi, think and tell me. Declare an abstract method. Semicolon. Very good. Next. Abstract keyword. Very good. Next. Should I write an implementation for that method? So there is no implementation. Correct? So this is all about an abstract. Did I give any notes case yesterday about an abstract? No, right. Okay. Now you have to copy the notes. Where it is the part? Yes, just a minute. Just a minute. So I'll try to. Yeah. 1 minute. Yeah, please try to copy the notes here, guys. Is my screen is visible? Okay. Please write down the notes. Done completed. So is it done? Yes or no? Like Machile, try to respond. Okay, write down this one. Done, completed. See guys, once you're done with that notes, please let me know. Okay, now. Next, you have to write on this one. See, the thing is here, note point. You have to observe. So we can inherit what is that abstract class, right? So we can inherit an abstract class, and then we have to provide implementation for the abstract methods. And next, we cannot create object for abstract class. Why? Because that abstract class contain an incomplete methods. Correct? Then, if I create an object, what will I do by using that incomplete methods? Nothing will, right? If it is an implementation, yes, I can create an object. First of all, that abstract class is incomplete class. Then why I should create object for that incomplete class? Right? That is the reason that we cannot create object for abstract class. Next, abstract methods cannot be private. Private in the sense, so within a class level that I cannot access in out of the class, right? See, abstract methods, I want to provide implementation. If I want to provide implementation means first we have to override it. Override means in another class. Private means within a same class. That is the reason I cannot declare it as an I cannot declare abstract methods as a private. If I declare, then I cannot override it. Okay, now. Next, abstract methods cannot be static. Static in the sense it is a class level, so we cannot inherit that abstract classes. I mean, abstract, methods, and we cannot override it. So abstract methods cannot be final. Means if a method declared as a final, overridden is possible. No, not possible. That is the reason we are not allowed to declare abstract methods as a private, static, and final. Understood? Not understood. What, Arika? Not understood? Give me yes or no. Oh, very good. Nothing will happen. Okay, now. See, guys. Yeah. See, I have an abstract method. See, let me create a class here. Okay, now. So, class test. Open bracket, close bracket. In that class, I have an abstract method. Abstract. Just a minute. Abstract. So, I have some issue with my laptop actually today. I don't know what's wrong with this. Abstract. Void. Let me take it as in display. Okay. See, if I want to provide an implementation for this abstract method, if I want to provide implementation for this abstract method, what we have to do? We have to override it. See, if I want to override means we have to create a one more class. Class demo extends test. Correct. Then only we will going to inherit. I mean now inherit and we try to provide implementation for this display method. See, if I declare it as a public means I can access wherever I want within a same class or within a different class, wherever I want I can access. What if I declare this method as a private? If I declare this method as a private methods we cannot override it. I mean these private methods within a class level only. I cannot access this private method in a demo class. Why? Because it is declared as a private. But I want to provide implementation. How will I do that? Not possible, right? Yes or no, right? Understood. What happened if I declare abstract method as a private? If I declare abstract method as a private, that I cannot inherit and I cannot override it. Then how will I provide implementation? So that is the reason we are not allowed to declare abstract method as a private. Next, we cannot declare abstract methods as a final as well. Why? Because final methods, that I've already explained it. Final methods, can we override a final methods? Can we override final methods? Can we inherit? Yes, inheritance is a possible, but overridden is not possible. If I want to provide implementation means we have to override it and we have to provide implementation, right? If I declare it as a final, then how will I provide implementation? Not possible. Correct. Understood. Next, if I declare this method as a static, so static means it is a class level. Okay, now it is a class level. So those static methods we cannot inherit and we cannot override it. Static methods always we cannot inherit that static methods and we cannot override the static methods. So, but if I want to provide implementation, means I have to do two things: overridden and inheritance. If I declare it as static, that is not possible. So that is the reason we are not allowed to declare a method as a public method as a private, static, and final. PSF. PSF means private. S means static, and F means final. Understood, everyone? Harika, now understood, Amma? Okay. So this is all about an abstract keyword, guys. This is all about an abstract keyword. Anyone having any doubts? Anyone facing any difficulty? Are you able to understand right what I'm saying here? Why? Because next two concepts are very very important. Only two concepts. That's it. Core Java completed. Interface, abstraction. Okay. So now I'm going to explain a very 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 important concept. Very important concept called as an interface. Interface. See, whenever we talk about an interface, so interface is nothing but it is an Java type definition block. Java type definition block or a class type definition block. See, and so what is interface basically? Interface is a medium between a two persons here. Interface is a medium. Okay, now. So this is an interface. Just a minute. Interface is a median between two two systems. Here, the one system acts as a client, another system acts as a service with resources. One system acts as a client, and the second system acts as a service with the resources. Okay, now for example, I'll explain. I'll give one real time example. Okay, now for example, who is the double fellow? Pawan. The blueprint of a class app. It has a different meaning, Pawan. Okay. Here, here, I have a TV. Okay, now, and there is a person here. Okay, now. So this person wants to change the channel. Okay, now, if I want to change the channel, what is the required thing here? Oh, I want to change the channel, appa. Now, currently I'm watching some cartoon. Now I want to shift it to sports. Then what I want to do here? We need a one remote. Correct? We need a remote. So that remote is nothing but an interface. That remote is nothing but an interface. Interface is nothing but it acts as the medium between a client and a service with resources. Here's the service provider and here's the client. Understood. For example, if I want to switch on the fan here, if I want to switch on the a fan, so if I want to switch on the fan, what is the required thing here? We need a one switch, right? If I want to turn on the fan means we need a one switch. Correct. This switch is the median between the two persons. Here, one person act as a client, another person act as a service with the resources. Understood? What is interface? Basically interface is a class definition block, and that I'll explain. Okay, now, so what is interface is a median between a two person. One person act as a client, another person act as a service with resources. Okay, now guys, how to create a class? By using a class keyword, right? So class followed by a class name, correct? Open bracket, close bracket. So this is how we have to create a class. This class contains some variables, correct? This class contain a variables, this class contain a methods, right? This class contain a constructors. Yes or no? Try to respond. So how to create a class, guys? So we can create a class by using a class keyword, and we have to provide a name for the class, and that class usually contains some variables, some methods, and as well as constructor. In the same way, How to create a interface? How to create a interface? It is a class type definition block. It means we have to use a keyword called as an interface. Interface followed by interface name. Interface name. Open bracket, close bracket. Now this interface also contains an variables. This interface also contains an variables, and this interface also contain a methods. But interface does not contain a constructors. Why? I'll tell you. Okay, now so in class all the variables are public, private, protected and default. But in a interface variables by defaultly in interface private, static and final. Not a private, I guess it is a public. Yeah, public, static, final. So in a interface variables by defaultly public, static and final. Again you no need to explicitly declare a public, no need to declare a static, no need to declare a final. But defaultly if you try to create any variable in interface, int a is equal to 10. So this int a is equal to 10, by default it is a public, by default it is a static, by default it is a final. Done. Now methods. So when it comes to methods in the interface, all the methods, if you try to create any method, all the methods are abstract and public. All the methods are abstract and public. If you try to create a void m1, so this m1 by defaultly abstract method, by defaultly abstract. Again no need to declare a word called as an abstract. No, not required. Okay, now this method by default it is an abstract and it is a public method. So interface, how to create an interface keyword followed by the interface name, followed by the interface name. That interface contain variables and methods. So those variables are by defaultly public, static, final, and the methods by defaultly abstract and public. Understood everyone? So does that interface contain a constructor? I'll repeat, okay, no need to worry. Okay. Now let me create one class. Sorry. Let me create one interface. Okay, how to create interface? Interface followed by the interface name is then test. Open bracket and close bracket. Open bracket and close bracket. Now here int is equal to int x is equal to. So by defaultly this variable, by defaultly this variable is am I audible now? Is my voice is clear? Okay. So in interface we can create a both variables and methods. So all the variables by defaultly public, static and final. But in a interface, if I try to create any method, so that method by defaultly that method, so by defaultly just a minute, yeah. So this method, so by defaultly it is an public method and it is an abstract methods. If you try to create any method in an interface, that method should be an incomplete method only. Okay, now you like it, you don't like it, interface allows only public and abstract methods. Again, explicitly you no need to declare, sir, we are not declare it, no sir. Then how do you consider it is an abstract method, sir? Let above fellows in the interface by defaultly all the methods are abstract. The Java community people developed that interface in such a way that if you create any one method means that method is a mandatory, it is a public and abstract. So you should create only incomplete methods. Okay, no, sir. I want to create a complete methods as well, sir. What I have to do, sir? Yes, we can create a complete methods in an interface from JDK 1.8. From JDK 1.8 version, so we can create complete methods, complete methods. So, but that complete method should be static. Static method only. Hello, kya? Now let me create a one thing. Yeah, okay, now. Just a minute. Where is my Eclipse here? First, I'll try to show you how to create variables and methods in interface. How to create an interface, everything. Okay, now. So what is that? So inside a method, declare implementation. Inside a method, declare implementation. That's what from JDK 1.8 they have updated the interface in such a way that we can create a complete methods as well. But that complete method it should be in static. So we cannot create a non-static complete method. We can create only complete static methods. Understood, Lay? Guys, understood. I want everyone to respond. Please let me know. Please try to respond. You all are good students, right? Please let me know. Understood or not understood? Very good, guys. Very good. Where is my eclipse? Still, it is not in the pending stage. Okay. See, if I want to provide an implementation for this method, sir, what I want to do, sir? What I want to do, guys? No, generally, I want to provide implementation for this abstract method. What we have to do? We have to use make use of an inheritance and we have to override that method, correct? But if I want to provide implementation means first we should create a class, then only that class contain a complete methods, right? So now here we have to achieve a easier relationship from class to interface, class to interface. If I want to achieve easier relation from class to interface means we have to use the word called as in implements. We have to use the word called as in implements. Implements. If it is in class to class, obviously it is an extends. Next, if I want to achieve easier relationship with in between interface to interface Interface to interface, we have an extends. Next, interface to class. Interface to class, not possible. So you should remember this hierarchy. If I want to achieve inheritance, if I want to achieve easy relationship between a class to interface, which keyword we have to use? We have to use a keyword called as in implements. Implements. Okay now. And class to class extends. Interface to interface extends. And interface to class not possible. We cannot achieve easy relationship in between interface to class. Understood everyone? Okay, here let me create one simple class. Okay, now so let me create a project called as an interface here. Interface programs. So class to interface, which keyword? Extends or implements? Class to interface. Okay, so I don't want to create a class, rather I want to create an interface. Public interface. See, in this interface, if I want to create any method for any variable, so let me create int x is equal to 10. So by defaultly, this x is equal to 10 is an static, and it is a public and comma final variable. If I try to declare any one method, display method, by default it is a public and abstract method. So this is the we have to create. If I want to create a complete method, how will I do that? We have to use the static methods. So from JDK 1.2, it is an available, guys. So we have an M1 method. Okay, now. So this one from JDK 1.2, from JDK 1.2, 1.8 version, we can create method in interface. Understood everyone here? It should be. Okay. Please try to read these points carefully. So by defaultly in interface, are public and abstract. So if I want to create an complete method in interface, interface. So we have to that option should be available from an JDK 1.8 version. Before 1.8, we are not allowed to create and complete methods. So done. See guys, when it comes to interview purpose, these questions are very mandatory. Okay, now you have to listen carefully. So that is the reason I'm declaring as an green colors. So now what you want to do is, so for example here I have an what is that incomplete method. If I want to provide implementation for this incomplete method, if I want to provide implementation for this incomplete method, so what I want to do here, obviously we have to use the one more class. We can make use of a easy relationship and override, right? So if I want to achieve a inheritance, if I want to achieve inheritance between interface to class, which keyword class? Let me take it as a demo. So I want to achieve a easy relationship between class to interface, which keyword remains test. Correct. Now it asking, so that complete class does not implementation. So in order to provide a implementation, so here the what is the access specifier level? By default it is a public, so it should be display. Hello. So this is how we can create an class, and we can achieve an inheritance between the interface to class. And here we have to create a main method and create object for demo class and call this display method. Understood? See, that is the reason that abstract concept is very important. If you're really good in that abstract concept, every abstract methods, how to override abstract method, what we have to do while overriding an abstract methods. So that abstract class are abstract class are also incomplete methods or not. Everything you should have a repeat. Understood? Yes or no? I want everyone to respond. Everyone responds. Don't make me to repeat every time, guys. Okay. So now, so what you want to do is you have to write a notes. Yeah. So once you're done with all the points, please let me know. Okay, now. Okay, just a minute. It's write down these points as well. I'll explain these points, okay now. See, when class implements the interface, mandatory or to override an abstract methods. We know that already. A class can achieve its relationship while overriding method access specifier or modifier should be same or higher visibility. If it is in a public means you have to declare it as a public only. It cannot decrease it. Okay, now this eighth point, ninth point, I'll explain. The 10th point we already know it because interfacer does not contain a constructors. Why? I'll tell you. 10th point also I'm going to explain. And 11th point also I'm going to explain it. Okay, now you have to write this point. I'll explain it later. Okay. None. I completed everyone. Okay. Let me explain concept in a very simple way. Okay. Now try to listen. Okay. Now here, let me create one interface. Interface. Uh, Interface JSP. Open bracket. Close bracket. Int fees 30,000. Okay. Now void work. Void work. Okay. Next. Let me create a one more interface. Interface QSP. Int. Just a minute. Yeah. Int fees 25,000. Okay, just an example. White work close. Let me create here interface test yantra. Okay, not required here. Okay, now. So two things enough. I don't want to confuse you. So now I want to provide a implementation. Guys, by defaultly, this variable is in public, static, and final. and this method is in public and abstract. So you have to remember, okay, now by defaultly, okay, just a minute. I'll try to explain it in a very simple way. Okay, so this one is then public, static, and final, and this is then public and abstract by defaultly. Correct? We have two interfaces here. Now, I want to provide a implementation for this JSP interface work. So how will I do that? So we need a one class here. Correct? So let me create a class here. Class, class. Here, class name is an user. Okay, now user class user. Here, what type of keyword we have to use? Should I use extends or implements? I am achieving inheritance between a class to interface. Class to interface. Which one? Implements. Correct. So here I can make use of an keyword called as an implements. I can make use of keyword called as an implements. And what is that interface name? JSP. JSP. Open bracket and close bracket. Open bracket and close bracket. Now here, so I am inheriting that interface to class. This complete class allows only complete methods. It does not accept any incomplete methods. Right. So what I want to do here, I want to override. I want to override this method. So how will I override? So while overriding, that access specifier should be same or a public. Now it should be on public level. So I cannot declare it as a private. Okay, now I cannot declare it as a private or a default. I cannot declare it as a private and default. I can declare same access specifier, public or an higher visibility. If it is in a private, we can declare it as a public, but we cannot declare it as unprotected. Done. Now, public void work, public void work, open bracket, close bracket, system.out.println, developing, development, development. Just a minute, guys. Hello. Good morning, Suresh. On the 10 minutes call ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. Okay. So understood, guys. Okay. So usually we have to do this, but look at this. Point. What is the point here? Where it is? Yeah. Where is the point? Where is the point? I want. Yes. Look at this in eighth point. What is the eighth point? A class can implement any number of interfaces. A class can implement any number of interfaces. Now here, where it is here, I am a class can implement any number of interfaces. That class is an, what is that? Class is an user class here, right? So user class has a two parents here. I'm achieving an inheritance here. So by using an implements keyword, by using an implements keyword, now comma, 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 and we can make use of on something called as an QSP. You can make use of something called as an QSP. Guys, understood? So don't you think so? This is an multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means two parent classes, one subclass, and we can achieve that two parent class, one subclass by using an implements keyword that I've already explained. Correct. By using an implements keyword, we can achieve a multiple inheritance in Java by using an interface. See, this interface can implements multiple. This class can implement multiple interfaces. This class can interface. This class can implement multiple interfaces. Understood, everyone? We'll do one program, okay, na? So that you can understand it in a better way. Let me create a interface name called as an JSP. Okay, now this JSP has a fees called as an let me create an 30,000 as of now. So void work. Next, let me create a one more interface. What is that? QSP. What is that? Same int fees 25,000 void work done. Next, okay, now let me create a class. Let me create a class called as an user. Okay, user class. Yeah, here we have a JSP, QSP, and here we have one user. Now I want to provide an implementation for this method. So how will I do that? First we have to use an inheritance by using an implements keyword JSP, and now we have to override it. So how will I override? Public void work. Character public void work override is mandatory. Here we have to provide implementation is development, and a class can implement more than one interfaces here, more than one interfaces. Now this time public void work, so that's a different thing actually. I'll discuss a bit later. So we have one thing, so development. Let me try to create object here. Main uh, user u is equal to new user u dot work. What is my output? If I try to execute this program, what is my output here? I'll get something called as a development, but I did not get, I know what is it, uh, QSP. I want to provide implementation for QSP work also. So how will I do that? That thing I'll explain on next program. Okay, now as of now you should write this one. So this one is not required. Okay, now understood, everyone? Okay, now first write down this program where it is. Write down this JSP. Next QSP. Next, user class.